Hi, today you join Teddy and I, and what we're going to do is replace the bush that's inside the gear selector that gives you a feeling of very hard gear changes, especially in the low gears 1, 2 and also in reverse. It's really simple, and we're going to start off by removing the gaiter and also the gear knob. If we take off this, that's that. Just turn the ham radio down, and that will now come off. There you go. That didn't involve any energy. There's the spring, that's for selecting reverse. Take the gaiter off, and there it is. That was about a 2-second job. Now then, you see the white thing in here? This is the bush that wears. And if I move this, you'll see that there's a little bit of play. Not a lot of play. It's not horrendous, but it's starting to go. So basically, we've got to replace that white bit there. And this is the video to show you how to do that. So first of all, we're going to remove this cowling area and this area that will expose the whole of the workings. So there's a screw here, and there's one on the opposite side. And there's a screw in here, and there should be a screw there, but there isn't, and there's a screw there. Okay, so there was actually 2 screws in here, one at the top and one at the bottom, and then we've got to take out this screw and the corresponding one on the other side as well, and that one there, and then the 2, one there and one there. Being careful not to drop this one. So, and there's one more screw just underneath the cigarette lighter, and there we go. With those screws taken out, we can now remove that, and we can get at this area here. So the next thing that we've got to do is take off this bush, and there's also another bush up inside there that you can't quite see at the moment, and then we've got 4 or 5 star screws here that will allow us to remove the whole of this mechanism. Okay, so first thing we've got to do, we're going to use a flat blade screwdriver to basically prise this apart, and there's another one just up inside here which it's really hard to see, but it's just there. So literally all we've got to do is just prise them apart. There we go, that's that one off. Okay, so that was easier than I hoped, and there you can see the gear stick is now not connected to any of the linkages going down. So now what we need to do is unscrew these 5 bolts and take this whole assembly out. Okay, so there's the 5 bolts out of there. Next thing we need to do is take off this micro switch. We'll just leave that dangling. And the last thing that we've got to do is remove the big screw that goes all the way through there. This spring here is important, so when I take the screw out of there, this spring will kind of like lose its tension. So it's important that you just visualize how that's got to go back. Obviously that's to do with keeping it centralized, so you can see what the spring's doing. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew this, take the screw out, and that will enable us to take this whole unit out then. Up until now I've been using a T20 bit for all of the screws. This is the exception. This needs a T25 bit. Now, don't worry about the nut on the other end of here. This is captive, so you won't lose that. Okay, this is a big long bolt. There it is. So now the spring should easily come off there. There's the spring, and now that should just easily come out of there. There you go. So that there is the whole unit. So this comes off. Okay, very, very easy. Just put that to one side. And this is the white bush that we're looking at replacing. Now I'm going to say this has already been replaced, because this looks to me like a replacement one, an aftermarket one. We're just pulling that out. There you go. If yours is a factory fitted one, you basically need to snip this in half to then prise it off. So there's the bush that I've just taken off. What we're going to do, we're going to replace that now with this one. And I got this off the internet from a company called X8R. And this one will be even easier to put on than that one was to take off. So let's give it a go. Okay, so put plenty of grease in there. That then goes down over there. And then it's just a case of lining up the grooves and slotting it in like that. And that is it. And that feels a lot tighter, a lot more positive. Beautiful. So now we just need to put it all back together and try and remember how it all went. So I remember that this bit went on the back. That's that. Right, that's that. Like that. Okay, this needs to go onto there. Okay, and then the other one up there. And then we just need to put the same one on at the back of here. So it's just a case of getting it and snapping it on. That easy. Okay, last couple of little jobs. We need to screw the micro switch back on. Right, so we'll just put this back on. There we go, that's all that nicely back together. Stick that in there. There you go, job done.